Welcome back. You're still watching SABC News. Let's catch you up with some business news now. South African Airways will need government loan guarantees and bailouts up until 2021. The company remains heavily indebted and continues to bleed losses throughout the operational routes. This is according to SAA CEO Vuyani Jarana, who was before Parliament today.
The airline's annual report, financial statement, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure was under scrutiny.
The revenues of SA are not able to cover all its costs, which means every month you've got a gap in terms of funding, in terms of your operations.
And at the end of the financial year, you have billions in losses.
Absolutely.
Jarana outlined the financial crisis facing the national airline. Apart from being unable to meet its operational obligations, the company has been accumulating debt since 2012. Reducing this debt is one of the key elements needed to turn around its fortunes. But the airline continues to suffer huge losses.
The domestic routes, all of them without fail, were registering losses, not on a full cost allocation, but at a gross profit margin level, which means we are not talking the head office costs and other costs that you can say maybe you are overstaffed or you've got too many buildings and so on. Just the cost of the aircraft, you amortize it to the route, the fleet, the flight deck crew, the cabin crew, the fuel, landing and navigation rights. You said, well, let's look at this, then it's negative.
There's little confidence on whether the airline will recover anytime soon.
It seems as if you're already indebted. You are totally indebted. You've got loans, you've got everything. How must we believe you that your turnaround strategy or whatever you're talking about today will be able to change the scenario that has been sketched out in front of us here?
We know there's a crisis. No one doubts that. But I really would beg us to try and look at how we're dealing as a parliament with SAA and for comment.
Incidents of theft and failure to account for the airline's assets are complicating its turnaround strategy.
The culture that we are inculcating in SAA is a culture of zero tolerance for fraud, corruption and that kind of thing.
SAA needs further capital injection to manage its turnaround strategy and to remain afloat. The airline and Eskom are the biggest recipients of government loan guarantees and bailouts. Manilisi Tubase, SABC News, Parliament.